Ryan, you'll understand this. Dan, I don't know if you'll get this. I'm gonna try to find it and I'm gonna put it up at some point. Ryan, you've seen the Bill Belichick meme, "Let's party." Seen this?
I mean,
we're literally he's stone faced. He's just like this.
I mean, that's every day.
Right. Well, but then underneath it says "Let's party." I was desperately trying to find that to put it up. Like that would be the first thing that everybody saw and just be like, "This is exactly how I feel. Let's party." Oh, so here we go. Same old Arsenal USA. I don't know. We'll get into this is I really hope that this just feels like, we're just sitting around at the bar getting drunk. Because that's kind of what I want to do.
It's funny probably throughout the entire show, I'm going to be yelling at Tanner, keep drinking, keep going. I'm going to be screaming at him. Keep going. Don't stop.
Water.
Yeah,
just water.
Yes.
Stan, how are you, man?
I'm good. Very good. Yourself?
Yeah. I'm here. I'm alive. It beats the alternative. Very, very, very just disinterested in Arsenal right now. I'm disinterested in football in general right now. I got to tell you, honest to God, what it was that kind of put me in this mood, in all seriousness, was that unbelievably awful yellow card to Balbuena from West Ham against Chelsea. Like I saw that and I'm like,
what? Not even our team. Oh my god.
I'm like, what? Like this, but like okay. Oh my god, Stan, you have to Ben Chilwell. It's like this. Imagine Balbuena kicked the ball, and time for everyone else, time stopped. Balbuena is stuck in midair.
Yes, I think I
It's like Ben Chilwell ran up to him as he's like paused. It's like pause the video game, except for one character, and he runs up and he puts his leg directly under where Balbuena's foot's going to come down, and they gave Balbuena a red card.
Yeah, I did see that.
And I'm like, what?
Wait, I didn't see the game. Did they initially give him the red? And
no, VAR, and I can't remember who the referee was, but he went to the monitor and came back with the red. And I'm like, how do you come back?
So it was initially a yellow.
If they would have, I'm not even sure it was initially a card.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was even initially a card, but he came back from checking the monitor and gave him the red. And I'm like, you like this is unbelievable now. And now I've said it before, and I don't want to go off on VAR, but I'm kind of on the topic. But like it seriously just I'm at the point right now where I'm like there has to be a fix in here. Like the fix has to be in here. What's up, Rowan?
Go ahead.
How on earth do you? I just don't understand how you go to the monitor and now it's a red card. I don't get that. So, but at any rate, Ryan, how are you?
I was good. It's funny because you were talking about how like that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know if you said that on air or not, but
I did.
It's just weird because A, it didn't involve us, or it didn't involve Arsenal, and B, if any, I kind of feel opposite because if it was just us getting fucked and us getting hosed over with calls, I would probably be in your spot. But the fact that it's not just us, it's like, okay, like I'm not alone. Like, yeah, we're probably getting the brunt end of it, but I mean, it's not just us. It's not us against the world, even though I keep telling myself that every game.
Interesting. So he had it overturned. But here's the thing, though, with this, and it's not even Arsenal. I don't want to waste a lot of time on this, but like, that's great that it was overturned. Now he's not suspended. How does that help West Ham in the course of the game?
So now the question is, should the ref who overturned it get suspended, or the ref who gave him the red, should he be suspended for Balbuena's games? Because essentially the ref was like, "Hey, you're suspended for 3 games because it was dangerous contact." So now that the board are saying no, he shouldn't be, so it's like, okay, fine, you should take the suspension now. Him and probably the VAR ref, because the VAR ref probably was like, hey, look at this. It's definitely a red.
That's what I think. I think the VAR ref said, hey, you need to take a look at this. Then he went, looked at it, came back with a red card. Just like, where's his supposed to put his foot?
The referee didn't want to go against his friend up in the box.
Exactly. Right. That's that's what I've been saying.
Ryan, you got your beer of the week handy by chance? I'm curious as to what it is.
I do, and I'll let it speak for itself. I'm sure we'll talk about it. But
wait, is it actually going to talk, or are you going to talk for it? You said you were going to let it speak for itself.
And the beer of the week
that was a reach. That wasn't that funny. It was a reach.
No,
that was bad. I'm sorry.
Thank God you're shutting up tonight. Anyway, so my beer of the week is Wolf at the Door by Artifact. Artifact Brewing. I don't know. You got. I'm sure we'll talk about it. I'm sure the listeners can judge who the actual wolf is that's at our door. Is it Swedish? Is it American? Is it maybe French? I don't know.
Us?
We'll see. All right, yeah, good word to be us. Could be us knocking at your door saying, "Listen." Yeah. It's a craft cider.
What's that?
It's a craft cider. I've never heard of a craft cider before. So.
Yeah. Okay. Rowan, how are you?
I'm all right. The weekend was, it wasn't good, was it? Like, and with everything going on, the Thursday game is what we look forward to. But I think I've had sort of I've had a thought about it, and I don't think that, like I said, there's a whole set of matches, and it's not just the Europa League that should decide. And we could win the Europa League. We could advance. I don't know. They've not given.
Not according to Tanner, we can't.
They've not given any evidence to suggest that we will do it, but they could do it, right? But is that enough to save Arteta? Because every match, there's some records that we hear, It's the first time that we've lost to Everton at home since forever. 1995 or something. This is the first time that they've done a double on us since, I don't know, like for 30, 40 years.
A long time.
Most number of losses. The number of losses at the Emirates that Arteta has had during his reign in the last 1.5 years is more than what Wenger had in 6 years, and we couldn't wait to get him out. So is cup success going to be enough? In which, let's be honest, we haven't lit the world alight, right? Like we lost the second leg against Olympiacos. We've had 90th minute or 89th minute winners to scrape us through. We've played low quality opposition, but are we the low quality opposition? Who knows? It's all very, very grim, So that's where my head's at. Of course, we support Arsenal, and we want to do what's right for the club, but I don't know if this managerial stint of Arteta is the right way. Who knows?
I can't find that tweet, Tanner. God damn it! Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Tanner. I was in the credit.
There we go. Stan, do you want to talk about Friday at all? The Everton game? Any observations? I mean.
You know what? Up until obviously when Leno had his brain fart, it was weird. Just before it kind of happened, I was watching the game, right, and I was thinking to myself, we're going to get something here. And it was funny because the commentator, I was watching it on the Zone, right, he came out with one of the most cheesiest football quotes. I think you probably hear it sometimes on FIFA. He went, Arsenal are in the ascendancy, and I started I was laughing to myself. He actually said Arsenal are in the ascendancy, and as I was thinking about it and chuckling, I just saw Bernd Leno throw the ball into the back of the net, and I thought he must have heard him as well, because what just happened there? You know what I mean? It was all. I thought that I'd gone into slipped into another dimension and gone back into time where I was watching the game with Manuel Almunia back in our goal, because I mean, wow, I mean. That is, I mean, we have to say that that's your bread and butter, but I mean, Jesus, that's jam on as well. I mean, I don't understand how that happens. And Bernd Leno is a player that you've probably heard me quite a lot of times. I like him. I thought that, you know, it was one of the money that we spent on him. I thought it's one of our better investments. However, of late, there seems to be something creeping into his game. And I'm going to do him the same courtesy as what a lot of fans give the courtesy to Aubameyang. And I think that he's going through a bad bit of form at the moment. You know, the goalkeeper that was at the other end of the pitch, Jordan Pickford, he also had gone through some form for a while. You know, they took him out of the team. He worked, I think he lost a bit of weight. He looks quite trimmer, and he's back in, and he made some good saves. So I'm not throwing the book at Leno. You know, I'm not sure who plays in goal for this next game, because if you don't play Leno in the next game, then surely that means then that you're no longer going to play him for the rest of the season. I think that he should get another stab at it, and let's kind of take it on a game-by-game basis. If he has a kind of a howler on Thursday, then I'll hold my hands up and say maybe, you know, Matt Ryan should maybe be given more of a chance. But I honestly felt just before that happened, seriously, I thought we were going to get something here. We were playing some good football. You know, players were getting into some good positions. I really felt it. And then that commentator just like put the jinx on it big time as Arsenal and in the ascendancy.
That was the commentator's curse. That was the commentator's curse. It's like I said, I've said this before. For you basketball fans out there, it's the dude at the free throw line that hasn't missed in 17 games. All of a sudden, brick. So, yeah, Rowan, let's just stick with Leno for a minute. Would you start Matt Ryan on Thursday?
No, I think Leno has played enough this season, and on the other hand, you know, Ryan just hasn't played. Matt Ryan hasn't played, and you know, I would still trust Leno, but I agree with London Lone Star. He's been in bad form for the last
oh my god,
15 games. He has been. He has
no 15. No.
He has, you know, I think that he's been in bad form. There have been times where he could have saved some, and I'm not blaming him completely, because the defense has sometimes left him exposed, and he has himself, you know, basically set such high standards. You know, he's a good shot stopper at the, you know, that's how he plays. So, you know, his distribution might not be the best, and it might not be quick enough, but he's a good shot stopper. So, you know, I feel like he's been a little out of form, but that being said, I would still play him. But, you know, it's testament to the fact that how much, you know, all of you guys live in my head rent free, right? Like when he made that mistake, as soon as it went in, the first thing I thought was Stan's quote of "Man's throwing balls in his own net." Like, I was like, this is another one, you know, that one. And then I was looking forward or not to Ryan putting a positive spin as to how we played really well, and how this has even more enforced his belief in Arteta some more, you know, after getting
it actually did.
And the third one, which I genuinely appreciate, you know, and this was the best piece of, and I think we'll get into the Swedish takeover bid and all of that, but we were discussing in our private chat, and somebody said in that that Spotify doesn't pay enough to their artists, and Ryan responded to that and said that that's good. We pay too much to our artists, and that was
Yeah.
that was really good. Genuinely good. So yeah, I mean that's what I think. I mean, you've got to play Leno still.
So all right, so everybody, real quick, grab your popcorn, grab your beer, get a pillow, maybe, I don't know, grab a blankie, and settle in, because I'm going to turn it over to Ryan and let him have his say on the Everton match. And I have 2 words before I let him go. Oh boy.
So there's 2 things you don't do when you're an Arsenal fan. A, listen to Tony and probably myself about Xhaka. And B, you don't listen to Lone Star Lunder when talking about Bernd Leno. So definitely, I agree. It was Leno really screwed up. But let's not forget, how did that happen? Xhaka needlessly throwing his foot at Richarlison, who's way quicker, way faster than him. And he actually, to be fair, he actually kept Richarlison at bay for he actually played well until that. I think he actually let Richarlison by, I think, another time before that. So I'm not going to completely slate Xhaka for his performance as a whole. I actually think he did pretty well. But that schoolboy defending, he throws his foot in. You don't do that. Been playing so long. I'm not a defender, but I know you don't do that. And that was a really horrible play from Xhaka. Just shows his unathleticism, and it just shows how he fell down twice too. It was just really poor from Xhaka. So I'm not going to be like 50-50, 40-60. I'm not going to give percents, but you can't ignore what led to that position. You can't ignore Xhaka's mistake. I don't care what any of you say. You can't ignore it. It's a very bad play from Xhaka.
There's 2 points to it. One thing. There's 2 points to it. One is that he's not a left back. He's doing a role.
He's a professional football player. You don't throw your foot in, especially when someone is quicker than you and is running forward and you have to backtrack. You don't do that. That's football 101. I don't care if you've never played left back. He could have been in the center of the pitch, and that could have happened. It wouldn't have mattered. It was still a mistake. There's nothing to do with about him playing left back.
Second, and most importantly, that wasn't even a shot on target. Right? He did enough for him to. That was a cross. That wasn't a shot. I mean, he recovered from there, right? I'm not trying to defend him. He's playing in a position that he's not good at. We know that he's unathletic. That's a fact. What's surprising in that? So he did get done by Richarlison, who's a tricky player. But at that point, and it's not like we're ready to crucify Leno for that. A mistake happens, and that's fine. But we don't need to find some other scapegoat for somebody else's mistake, right?
Time out. Somebody else's mistake. They both made mistakes. You can't excuse Xhaka for both of their mistakes. They both fucked up. I'm not excusing Leno, but you have to talk about both mistakes that happened that led to the goal. I don't care. Do you blame Leno more? Yeah, probably. You probably do, but I'm not trying to go. I'm not talking about that. You have to talk about the Xhaka mistake because he messed up really bad, and it's like I don't like how since Leno was the last player there, it's his fault. Yeah, fair, I guess, but it wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for Xhaka. So we can't be doing this carousel of who's to blame. You got to blame both of them. You can't excuse one without the other. And I think it's just so certain people who have certain agendas against certain players. Like myself, but I'm also blaming Leno. It was terrible, and I think someone said in the chat. I think it was BX Gunner. He hasn't been very poor. I'm gonna try to keep it cool here. That's wrong. I think that's a flat out wrong. He hasn't been great though. I'll give you that. He hasn't been his normal self. He hasn't been player of the season, which he probably would have gotten last season had he not got hurt, or maybe that was 2 seasons ago. No, I think it was last season.
And therein lies the point. Real quick, if I may jump in.
Yeah, go for it.
He has, to his credit, set the bar.
He has a high bar.
Leno has set the bar incredibly high. So when you have a season like he's having, is it poor by his standards? Yeah, it is. This isn't. He's not playing well, but he's not playing poor. No, he's playing. It's by his standard. that
I
he
still
has
don't
said
agree.
he's having a poor season.
I
Aubameyang
mean,
is
was he
having a
not in
poor
fault
season.
for the
Period.
second goal that West Ham scored? The quick free kick?
I mean,
The quick free kick that Jesse Lingard took, that was, he should have saved that. And it's not a problem. I like Leno, but
yes, he should have stopped it, but I probably tend to agree more with Ryan because I think Ryan would defend Leno on that. I'd probably lean more to that because the entire team shut off there, including Leno. The thing that I don't like about Leno, this is the thing I don't like about Leno. He is not aggressive at all. He is far, far, far too passive a goalkeeper for my life. And this is just personal opinion. I'm not saying he's bad. This is part of his game that I don't like. He sits far too deep in his crease. He's not aggressive. He doesn't go after the ball. He doesn't go after the ball, and you know what I mean. He doesn't go after the ball in the air. He sits back. He waits for everything to come to him. Go get it. Go get the ball. He's a big boy.
Before this season,
not small.
But to be fair, before this season, would you trust the four in front of you? Would you trust our defense? Our defense has been bad for quite some time. To me, maybe I'm not trying to like bail him out because I agree with you. I don't like that about
that's exactly what you're doing.
No, because I just, to me, like, because it's funny because I play a little bit of goalie and I'm actually too aggressive, and people say that about me all the time when I play for leagues and stuff. I'm too aggressive to where I leave the net open, and if I don't get the ball right away, they're scoring. Like, I'm just too aggressive.
And there, you've got to find, where's that line? Where's that line between being aggressive enough to get to the ball and make a good, smart play on it, and being too aggressive and leaving everybody out to dry and the net as well? You know what I mean? And just leave a gaping hole back there, and the ball ends up in the back of it because you tried to make a San Antonio Holmes like Super Bowl catch on the ball. So
yeah, and it's so funny that people say he's not commanding. Is anybody like this season? I think defensively we've improved so much, and yes, I'm going to credit Arteta with that. But before, if taking the season out, when was the last time our defense was ever commanding, or just like when if you were a goalie for Arsenal, when were you confident in your back line? It's been a while. It's been a while. So I think, again, I do think it's partly that, and I think it's also Leno too. I do. I do think Leno is a passive goalie. He wasn't very aggressive in Bayer Leverkusen, and he wasn't. I didn't watch him much at Stuttgart, but he did play for Stuttgart. And he's also really young. But yeah, I agree, but it's just
I believe that Leno has
so many things involved in that.
I believe that Leno is one of the best goalkeepers that we've had at least in the last 10 years or so, right? Like, I mean, he's not got stiff competition there, let's be honest, right?
Yeah,
He's better than Petr. I think he's better than Szczesny. And the rest of them were, for me, Szczesny had too many mistakes. He's not made as many mistakes. He's out of form.
Szczesny was also young when he was here.
Like, in the same way, Leno is out of form. But we can acknowledge that he's out of form, right?
Yes, I will. I will say yes, he's out of form. But to say very poor, I think is just crazy. And I go back to, I don't know who said it. Ridhai. If I said that wrong, I'm so sorry. Leno has saved us more times than he's cost us, and that's like a perfect summation of how I feel about Leno. And I feel like when he does when he makes good saves, oh, that's what he's supposed to do. But then when he fucks up, it's like, sell him now. He's horrendous. Or I don't know. You could read some of Lone Londoner's comments because that's what happens when he makes a mistake. And I get it. He plays a very crucial position. But we lost 1-0. It's not like he let in 5 goals and we scored 4. We didn't do anything we didn't help him out. And it's so funny. This is going to be a shocker, Tanner. And I don't want to compare it to baseball, but I'm gonna. If anyone watches baseball,
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Yeah,
the thought literally it just popped into my head as well.
I don't know stats, but one of the best pitchers in the MLB and probably the best player on the New York Mets is Jacob deGrom. And if Megan hears me, she'll probably scream in the room. He is just lights out. He's such a good pitcher. Problem is, whenever he pitches,
no run support.
No run support. The batters just don't want to hit the ball. They don't do anything to help him out. So he gets unnecessary losses on his record, or he'll get like no decisions, which I don't want to bore you guys with that because I'm bored just talking about it. But it's and it's funny. I'm not going to acknowledge him anymore. But it is what it is. I think you got to blame both. But the one positive I will say, which is very strange, I still don't think I want him to stay. I'm probably leaning toward that. I think Danny Ceballos was man of the match. And for me, the last 2 games, I gave him man of the match. And the third game, which was at West Ham, I don't know, the third to last game, Premier League game anyway, I gave him my +2, which is like the second man of the match, I guess, or whatever. I think he's playing really well. And the role that Arteta is giving him, kind of just playing all over the place, playing free. He's getting space. Thank you, ESR. And Partey, I think, is doing a pretty good job also. I definitely want to shout Ceballos. I think Ceballos is playing really well for us, and I think he's doing a really good job. I'm excited because, Odegaard's coming back. I mean, I'm sure we'll get into that. Aubameyang is going to be coming back. And the thing we haven't talked about, which I think is amazing, I'm excited, Balogun extended his contract with us. So I'm very
great. Be excited. He signed a piece of fucking paper. He's going to get paid, and he's not going to fucking play.
Oh my god,
fucking brilliant.
Go Bullhard. So I'm excited to see what we do with him because I don't think he's going to not play for he. Who knows? I've been wrong many times before. I can't see us not playing him for the rest of the season now that he's signed. I'm going to take positives out, and I also think that. I think as Glenny boy. I think in a lot of aspects of the game, we played well. And I see something, and I think that you could clearly see in the way we're playing, we're being coached. You could tell there's coaching involved, and like players are picking up what Arteta's putting down. The problem is when we get into the box or when we really need to be ruthless, nothing.
What did I miss, or did you ask Ryan a question a half hour ago?
No,
I asked Ryan. We've been on the air for 27 minutes, Glenn.
I wish I had Mike's bell.
And it's been the Ryan show as it usually is. So
to be fair, he did not give me the mic until just recent. Well, he asked Stan and Ryan first because he knew I would be long-winded. So.
And to be fair, BG asked me really late to join you guys.
I did, yeah.
So I introduced my son to some NyQuil, but we're good now. So I'm good to go here.
Oh, fantastic!
Right. Well,
fantastic. Until it wears off in 6 hours and we're all drunk and still doing the show, and we have 100 and some odd people watching us at that point.
So. The last thing I want to say is honestly, I don't think he played great, but I think it might have been his best game for us in quite some time. Well, I mean, he hasn't played for us quite some. I thought Eddie actually the first half. I thought he did a lot. He did a lot more than I thought he would do. I just don't think he plays Lacazette's role really well. He's never really, but I thought his hold-up play was actually best that he's played for us. But again, I still, Aubameyang's coming back, so I'm okay. But yeah, I still don't understand why I persist with him. I would even go Gabriel Martinelli, which it was nice to see him play in the center forward position. So yeah, very positive.
Can I ask Glenn a question, please, as he's just joined? All right, Glenn, how are you?
I'm fine. Nice to see you, Stan, I think.
No. I'm not setting you up. Don't worry, man. I wouldn't do that.
Listen, we're not Ray Parler and going to treat you like Rob.
Yeah, I'm not going to Ray Parler.
We're not ambushing you. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's not happening. But I was just going to, because we were talking about Leno before you came in. We was all talking about, obviously what happened in the game, but him as a player. And I was just interested to find out from yourself, Glenn, where are you on Leno at the moment? How do you feel about him? How do you feel about what happened in the game? But even just taking the game aside, just in general, what's your thoughts?
Okay, I can answer that quickly. Leno, every quality goalkeeper has a howler in him, so I gave him a pass with that. If the other 10 on the pitch for Arsenal were what we want them to be, I'd be completely comfortable with Leno in goal. That's the short answer.
Oh my God! News to my ears. Thank you.
I would agree. I would agree with that. I am comfortable with Leno. Like, I'm not overreacting to this. It was a bad goal to let up.
Yeah. Of course.
Looking for someone else to. I mean, I get where you're coming from with the blame on Xhaka. but he's got it. That's one where he has to make something that should be easy look very easy, and he completely shit the bed. And he saw the problem in front of him, and he exacerbated that problem by I don't know what is he all of a sudden going into like contortionism? Is that like is that the next step in his is that what he's going to do after he retires from being a professional footballer? He's going to try to be Harry Houdini all of a sudden. So I don't know.
I'd also say as well that I forgot what it was I was going to say now. It was about Leno. What was it? I'll come back to it.
Time for a Tanner quote though. He's a howler, but worrying about Leno right now is like, that your grass is like 1 foot tall, but it's like mowing your lawn when your house is on fire, right? Like there's so many bigger issues to resolve in this team. But we can acknowledge that he's out of form. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
and I don't agree with this. If he doesn't start Thursday, he can't start the rest of the season. First of all, if I've been seeing this in the comments all night, like if you start Matt Ryan on Thursday, Bernd Leno can't play another game for you all season long. First of all, if I'm the manager, I play whoever the fuck I want. Number one. And why would you say that though?
See, I don't think it's can't. I think it's more because I do think if Matt Ryan plays on Thursday, you're putting your foot in the sand. It's tough. It's tough it's a what have you done for me lately business. And Ryan, you'll understand this because you're a hockey fan. Glenn, you'll understand this because you're a hockey fan. You have 2 goalies. And now, granted, the season is much longer in the NHL under normal circumstances, 82 games. Your number one goalie in hockey doesn't play every single game. Again, the caveat being sometimes you play back-to-back nights, so you give your starter a rest. But even still, the starter just doesn't play every game. I would advocate give him Tony. Boom, Tony, brilliant. Like the timing couldn't have been better. I agree 100% with this. And I think, and I'm sorry, but I think, and I know nobody wants to give him Thursday off, but I'd give him Thursday. I'd give him. You're absolutely crazy. Why? You're absolutely crazy.
If I'm the manager of Arsenal,
we're in the semifinals. If you're openly competition, you want to play a goalie to play 1 game or 2 games for us? You're absolutely out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. I think you should probably rest the entire Premier League season, maybe, or maybe don't play in the Premier League. I get that. I get that sentiment. I agree with Tony. He needs a mental break. But this is our most important game of the season. You're going to play Matt Ryan on loan, who's played 2 games for us. You're absolutely fucking nuts.
You've also said that goalies don't need breaks. So they don't need breaks. I'm going to take the opposite view of that and say if they don't need breaks, you should be able to come in relatively cold and do a job.
Ryan, tag me in, please. Tag me in.
Go, Glenn. Henceforth.
Is it the most important game of the year? Yes. Is it our last chance to salvage a crappy season? Yes. Who do you think is better in goal, Leno or Ryan? You're the manager. Do you play your best in the most important game of the year? I'm tagging you back in, Ryan.
Yeah, you're gonna play. Okay, so I agree.
I thought the question was to me.
But no, I'm gonna preface this really quick, and I'm gonna let you take this.
We're double teaming you.
All right.
You're gonna get that sheet out again.
Little.
This is called the Eiffel Tower. Glenn, let's touch hands. Eiffel Tower.
We're off the rails. Off the rails.
No, the only thing I will say is I agree.
Shitty gangbang.
Okay. Well. The electric boogaloo.
Seriously, go ahead, Ryan. Go.
No, the only thing I'm going to say is I agree. I don't think goalies need a break, but there's a difference between okay, cool. There's a difference between a physical break because you're tired and you need rest, and a mental break. I think Leno needs a mental break, and sometimes the goalies have these. And into which case, yes, I do agree. Maybe you should sit this one out. But like I was talking about breaks. I have said this, and I meant it more as like a physical thing. But yeah, you guys are absolutely out of your mind.
Right.
I think I might be the only one in Stan.
Can I just say one more thing, BG, because I feel guilty coming on here and just blabbing. the Premier League games barely mean shit anymore. Ryan can play one of those games, okay? I want Leno in there in the most important game of the year.
I like 3 or 4 of them. I do want to see more of Matt Ryan. I do.
Am I the only guy? Am I the only guy that would relatively advocate starting Matt Ryan on Thursday?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the answer to the question for me is this: Bernd Leno is out of form. I have no idea what form Matt Ryan is in because he hasn't fucking played. So I get the sentiment behind it, but it's the guy that I know is out of form versus the guy that is in no form because he hasn't played, and it's the most important game of the year.
Great.
And so am I going with the guy that I know right now is out of form and saying, play your way back into it at the expense of the rest of the season? Or do I say, and oh, by the way, 5 subs. And I know that this is a mortal
sub on the goal at halftime.
This is a mortal sin in yep, here we go. I'm the idiot. I'm the idiot because football has been what it's been for 150 fucking years. And God forbid anybody come in and do anything to disrupt the status fucking quo.
You see
5 substitutes. And you know what? My job isn't to make if I'm the manager, my job isn't to make friends. I don't give a fuck if you like me. As the manager, you don't have to fucking like me. I don't care. My job is to do one thing. What's that one thing? Somebody tell me what the one job the manager has. What's his job?
To manage.
Win.
Say it again, Rowan.
To win.
There you go. His job is to fucking win. Period. Okay. You play the players that you feel, and this is just my opinion, but you play the players that you feel give you the best chance to do your job.
Okay.
Right now for me, and again, you can call me a shithead all you want. I'm starting Matt Ryan.
That's easy.
I'd start Matt Ryan. And you know what? If we're getting fucking blistered by the end of the first half, I have 5 substitutes. Matty, you're not doing the job, man.
What?
You're not doing the job. Get in there, Burn. Stop the bleeding.
I don't have the comments on, so I don't know if people are calling you names, but me and Ryan are not calling you all these names you're saying, BG. So let me do this, okay? You're the manager of Arsenal. You say you would start Ryan. This is the pregame press conference. Excuse me, Mr. BG. Why are you starting Ryan over Leno?
He was good trainer.
Because he's the guy that I feel right now gives me the best chance to win this game.
Okay,
I'm playing the players that are giving me the best chance to win this game. And you know who else says that? One of the most successful coaches in the world of fucking sports right now. And that's Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick gets, why are you playing this guy? Because I play the players that give me the best chance to win. End of discussion.
I think for any viewers that don't know who the hell Bill Belichick is, he is the most successful coach in the sport, American football, where nobody touches the ball with their foot except kicking it once in a while.
And to be fair, Tanner, that's your opinion, and I do respect it. But one thing I will add to this, which I know nobody wants to hear. Leno had a few really good saves against Everton, and he just but that's all it takes. It takes one fuck up, and you're done. And I understand that sentiment. So I'm sure everyone in the chat's gonna say, "Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. You fucked up 3 times." Fair, but let's not forget he's come up with some really impressive saves for us this season. So it's not like he's okay. Oh, you fucking idiot! You letting that easy one? What are you doing? So it's and especially with a goalie, there's always a fine line because he's literally the last player. He's your last line defense. And let's not forget when Liverpool got to the final, who was their goalie? Karius. He got him there, and then he's not even you can't even say he's on the same planet as Leno. Now he can't even get a game in for wherever I don't even know where they sent him to. They sent I think Turkey, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but it's just it's a very divisive and tough position, that and probably striker, because like I said, I think Leno actually had an okay game. I think he had a decent game, and but no one cares about that. No one cares about the 2 saves he made. One, he made a brilliant save. I think it was against Calvert-Lewin. I think he made another good save against Sigurdsson. I think another save against Charleston. And I agree, and I totally agree. That does not matter. That goal he let in was diabolical. It was terrible. But if we, I don't really want to talk about this, but let's talk about our attack. What happened there? We didn't put a single. Even if we scored 2 goals, are we talking about this? We probably are, but it's just there's 2 sides to every coin, I guess.
If we score, if we win that game 2 or 3-1, and that's the goal that Everton scored, do we talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it.
Yeah,
but not to the length that we are right now. But do we talk about it? Yeah, because it's a bad goal to give up. I mean, for crying out loud, I see videos of a beagle and a dude like tossing the ball to the beagle, and it catches the ball in its front paws on its hind legs and then throws the beagle could have done that.
And
it's not my beagle, but
it's funny too because Stan talks about like throwing the ball into the net. I mean, that's he kicked the ball into the net. Like the ball went through his legs, and if he didn't move his foot, the ball probably would have still went, and he would have been fine. But he's like, oh shit, the ball I think went through my legs. So he swiped his back leg and he kicked it in. So it's like,
okay, so hang on, because K here has this person is very strongly opinionated and is very upset that I'm not putting up their comments on the screen.
You're putting up nothing but comments that disagree with what I'm saying. So I don't know.
So I'm going to put up every comment that K has, because this person is very, very dissatisfied with the job that we're doing here.
So you're gonna okay? I'm gonna type in the comments. Tanner. Put up my comment.
I'll tell you what.
Hold on. When you do a job, you get paid.
What's that? Yeah. we will all, when we're done, watch K's show after this one. So
PG, listen, I forgot something, but I remembered it and I've been holding on to it. And remember, I couldn't remember what it was. But what it was is cast your minds back to maybe just a season ago or so, and maybe just before that. I can remember there were shouts for Leno almost to be player of the season.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
He really got us out of jail on a few occasions, and I actually think he saved us some points. And you look at the last 15 games, where a lot of people in the chat and a few others have said the last 15 games he's been absolutely toilet. The difference that I see between last season and just before and the last 15 games, in my opinion, is that when he was playing good, he had a defense in front of him that didn't change that often. In the last 15 games, how many times has he had the same defense in front of him? Maybe twice. You know, it has been. I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just as an observation. I was thinking about when he was good and when he's been poor, and I just feel that it must. You know, you talk about a back 4. It's really a back 5. Your goalkeeper is also part of that unit, and he has no relationships really because it's chopping and changing all of the time, from the fullbacks to the centre backs. And is it any surprise that he's not had any consistency over the last 15 months? And probably why some people would say that he doesn't appear to be commanding, because he's always got different people in front of him to shout at. I don't know. Just my thoughts.
Okay.
Glenn, go ahead.
I just wanted to follow up with you, all right, and stop being angry, okay? Because I thought we were going to have a fist fight 10 minutes ago. My question to you as a follow-up would be, are you benching Leno because of that howler that he had last game?
So I'm sorry. So I was reading something in the comments. Say that again.
It's okay. My follow-up question in that pretend pregame press conference would be, are you sitting Leno because of the howler against Everton?
I'm playing the players that give me the best chance to win.
Oh, okay. You're going to be one of those managers.
He really is. He really is a New England Patriots fan. This is impressive.
I'm playing the players that give me the best chance to win.
Okay.
Wait. I'm playing the players that I feel give me the best chance to win. That being said, I'm not for this coming out and saying, "Oh, I'm giving him a break," or "We're doing this," or the media will get enough to write a very innocuous story. And that's it. That's all they'll get from me. And this is me as a manager. That's all they're going to get from me. And yes, it's very Belichickian. But
I still think that Leno is a far better keeper than that lad, the one they brought in at Chelsea. What is his name? Kepa. It's for 70 million, right? We paid 25 million euros, I think, for Leno. So if you're in the chat box and you think, oh, he's rubbish and he's dog shit, then one argument could be, what do you expect for 25 million? Yeah. But I actually think it was quite a bit of a bargain. I mean, he's going through some bad form now.
Right.
And I just want to see if that's going to continue or whether he's in the toilet. Because as I say, you got to cast your memories back, and he was certainly at least a joint candidate for our player of the season.
And I do just want to say real quick, and then Rowan jump in. But I am not saying is that I think that Matt Ryan is a better goalkeeper than Bernd Leno.
Yeah,
I don't think that. I think Bernd Leno is the superior goalkeeper. Do I think he's better? Yes. Do I think he's the best in the position overall? Yes. But right here, right now, I think that Matt Ryan, I'm sorry, but I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Bernd Leno, and I would pull him aside and I would simply say to him, look, man, I'm giving you a break. I'm giving you a day off. You're going to play Villarreal in the second leg at home. You're the guy there, but you're going to take this Thursday off. We're going to go out there. We're going to give it our best to try to come home with a lead. And you're going to be Mariano Rivera. You're going to be the stopper. You're the guy that's going to come in the second leg, and you're going to shut the door for me. But I need you to take a break. I need you to take a day off, take a break, and get your mind right.
And I forgot.
And there's a conversation that's had. There is a conversation that's had with the player. Like, I don't just all of a sudden do this and it, as a manager, and all of a sudden it's just dropped on the player. Like, wait a minute, am I not playing? No, I have a conversation with him first. Who knows? Maybe he convinces me.
I'm just looking at Kevin Jean's comment there, and I'm having a bit of a wet dream. Donnarumma from Milan is a free agent this summer.
No, he's not. No, he's not. 3 years.
I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, that's the goalkeeper, right? In my career mode on FIFA, he's been my goalkeeper for like.
Oh wait, no, he is. I'm sorry.
There's two of them. There's two of them. There's two Donnarummas.
I'm talking about the young one, right? He's
the good one.
Like maybe last five editions. So where's him?
Rowan, go ahead. Hang on. Rowan.
Rowan, go.
Go ahead, Rowan.
So, of course, Arteta knows more than what we do because we don't see enough of Ryan, and he sees him in training every day, right? And he said after the Fulham match, why did you play him? Because he trains like a beast, and he was, I felt like he deserves a chance to play, and that's fine. But I agree with the fact that for the past 15 games, Leno has been out of form. When players have been out of form, we have to acknowledge that. But you said that yourself, right? Pickford, England number 1, has been out of form for a very, very long time. Number 2 in the Premier League, and the other semi-finalist of this Europa League, Manchester United, their number 1 goalkeeper, David De Gea, has been out of form for I don't know how long. They continue to play them.
2 or 3 years at this point.
He's been out of form since that performance at the Emirates, right? Like, I mean, so we have to keep faith with Leno. We're not changing him. I trust in Leno. I need to see if he's mentally available or not. If he says that he's available to do the job, I will not take confidence away from him and bench him. Because long term, he's my guy. And if he can't face Villarreal in the Europa League, what is he going to face Real Madrid in the Super Cup or in the Champions League? I mean, So
I must say though, Gianluigi Donnarumma on a Freeman's. I mean, whoever gets him, if someone gets him on a Freeman's, ooh, I mean, yeah, that would be very enticing, right? But
so I have a question for you, Tanner. I will say something really quick, and I actually like when you spoke about because I actually did forget that there was 2 legs, and I still say start Leno on Thursday, but you put up a really good argument, and I respect it, and. It's a good shout, and then I respect your opinion regardless. But it's definitely good. It's definitely a really good idea, and it's something definitely I would think about because I do think Matt Ryan is a decent goalie, and I think we need to test him out. I think we should have played him though. I think we should have even started him against Everton. I think we should have played him a few Premier League games ago. But my one question to you and to the chat that hates Leno so much and thinks Leno shouldn't start on Thursday, which fair play. And Tanner saved your butts because I thought you were all morons, but Tanner made a really good argument. Had we not had Matt Ryan, Would you guys all start Runnerson over Leno on Thursday?
No, not a chance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
the horse is circling real quick.
Nope. Not a chance.
What?
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Exactly.
I
close my case.
I will put
Rohan,
it
I'm
this
going to
way.
be a lawyer.
I will put it this way.
guys.
And Glenn, I mean absolutely no slight on your son when I say this. I'm saying this because you introduced him to NyQuil. I will take Glenn's son on NyQuil at goalkeeper before I'll take Runnerson at goalkeeper. Look, I'll take the Viking
in the UK. For people in the UK that don't know what NyQuil is, it's called night nurse there. Just
is that what it is?
Yes.
There you go. Giving Stan memories of home. Nice.
Nightness, yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Final thoughts on Leno? Because I got to tell you, time flies.
I didn't realize we were talking.
We're at almost an hour already, and it does not feel like it's been an hour. Jesus.
No, I liked your answer as pretend manager of Arsenal, where you said, I feel I'm giving the team the best chance to win. I can't argue with that as a fan if a manager says that.
I mean,
as Rohan said, that he's training every day with the team. So
right. And I'm saying this as a guy that's not there every single day, but Arteta, as we know, puts a lot of stock on your performance in training.
Yeah, he does.
Obviously. And again, as I said on Leno, I'm not saying that that Matt Ryan is better. I'm not saying Bernd Leno is not the goalkeeper of our future. But that's another conversation for another time. I don't think he'll be here long, but not because we don't want him. I think somebody from Germany will come get him.
I know, right, Tony? Shout out to Tony in the chat saying, "Oh, Tanner didn't want to talk about Arsenal." Look at you, look at you go,
and look at me getting all fired up.
No, all right. Can I say one more thing, and I'm completely done? I promise. I know, Glenn. I know. I promise.
Glenn, I'll put a $5 on it.
Stop. Fuck you. I actually will not be. I won't be upset if Matt Ryan starts Thursday, but I still think Leno should start.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
Fair. All right. So the big news this week.
You lose, Tanner. Pay Glenn $5.
What?
The big news this week is Daniel Ek, the billionaire owner of Spotify, wanting to supposedly buy Arsenal. I'm going to have my say very briefly on this. I'm going to try to present a few facts to it. And then I'm going to let you guys go on this and have your say on the whole thing. Number one, the Cronkies are just not inclined to sell at a price that he could afford. They're not even going to talk to him.
Didn't they double down today?
Yes.
BG?
Yes.
Yeah, they doubled down today.
Ek is supposedly going to be on CNBC. For those of you in America, I don't know if CNBC is. I don't think you can get it outside the country. Maybe you can.
I think Sky Sports is going to do something.
Are they picking it up? Okay.
I read something about that. Yeah.
So Daniel Ek supposedly is going to be on CNBC tomorrow doing an interview about buying Arsenal. At this point, look, they're not going to sell for anything. They're not even going to listen to an offer shy of probably $4 billion. Ek is only worth $3.4 billion. Vieira, Henry, and Bergkamp combined probably don't have half of what it would take to make up the difference. And I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just going to say that between them, they probably don't have $500 million stashed away anywhere that they could pony up to make this happen. But yeah, this is one of those. The way that I feel about this is the way that Ryan felt about the Super League stuff last week. This ain't going to happen. So if any of you are excited about it, getting excited about it, I don't want to burst your bubble, but don't get excited about it because it just ain't happening. Now, if Daniel Ek wants to sell Spotify, now maybe we could have a conversation. But he doesn't have the pull, the financial pull, even with Henry, Vieira, Bergkamp with him, because I guarantee you, KSE does not give 3 shits, one for each of them, about those guys coming in and being involved. If they wanted them involved, they'd go get them involved themselves. That's all I have to say on the matter. I'm going to go get a drink, and I'm going to let Stan go first.
Okay, I would say that when it comes down to these people that move in these kind of figures, these billionaires, I mean, look at Stan Kroenke. I don't think when he bought Arsenal, he just sat down and wrote a check. He went to banks, got loans, which he's paying back at interest. He's got the money to just go, there you go, there's the sum. But these people don't work like that, right? And this guy, Spotify is worth, someone I think I heard mention the company is worth about 50 billion. He's worth himself, I believe, just over 4.2 billion. When you're operating those kind of numbers, banks will throw money at you. He doesn't have to go, right, I'm worth 4 billion. If I buy Arsenal tomorrow and I give him 2 billion, then I've only got 2 billion. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You know, and also as well, he doesn't necessarily have to look at his own net worth and think, oh, how much of that am I got to spend? Someone like him is probably really good at raising cash, raising funds. Do you know what I mean? You never seen that TV show, Dragon's Den, when they go in there with their inventions and stuff that they're trying to peddle. And some of the shit's really good. And they ask them the questions and they're like, well, we've already done a round of investing and we managed to put in 1.2 million for the pre-launch. That's someone that's gone out there and got people to part with their money because they believed in the product. There's probably a lot of people out there that would probably, you know, mix in these kind of circles that would probably put a few million to be a part of the party at Arsenal with their mate Danny Eck from Spotify. I mean, if it does come off, I mean, surely we're going to get like discounted Spotify subscriptions, right? To Arsenal fans. That's got to be on the cards. I've even seen people drawing up Arsenal kits with the Spotify logo and how it could look, you know, like concept art. There's no way, you know, the Bergkamp, the Henrys and the Vieiras have got any money of that kind to invest. But what you got there is, that's where you got your star pool. You know, someone like Daniel Ek, who I'd never even heard of until the other day. I don't know Spotify. I didn't know who owned it. But now, because he's managed to rub shoulders with people that we consider club legends, he has my attention, right?
Yeah,
and,
that's exactly.
You know what I mean? It's a bit of glitz. It's a bit of dazzle. He's like, I'm not even paid any money out yet, but I've got these three on board. So, you know, if we can cut a deal, you know, don't worry. I'm not going to meddle with anything. I'm bringing in the best here. That's the kind of message. You know what I mean? That's
spot on, man. They don't have the money for it. That what they're contributing is their name, just like you said. When the story broke, it was nice to think about, but I always thought to myself, the Cronkies are dickheads. They're not going to sell. And so, you know, I did. While I was a little bit excited about it, I wasn't too excited because I just don't think they're going to sell. And as I said to BG earlier, today they said, hey, we're not selling. So I don't know why anybody's still hoping for this, because they're, you know, unless these protests continue, you know, they're not going to get the message how fed up we are.
But sometimes in these situations, you know, when you're doing a deal, there's talk going around, right? And I don't think an offer's been put on the table. You know, what is the Kroenke going to turn around and say? I'm not going to sell. Why is he going to turn around and go, someone wants to buy it, you know? He wants to get a little bit more back than what he probably paid for it. There's no formal offer has been put on the table. But even if his mindset of now is, I don't want to sell, and that's how he feels, I 100% agree with Glenn. The protest that we had the other day, that can't just be a one and done. And then they're like, oh, that was a close shave. It's all quiet outside the grounds now. This needs to continue. I don't know if billionaires can be made to feel uncomfortable. I don't know how their mind operates, but let's have a good go. Let's try, because that's basically all we have got. You know, I can't, I'm in Vancouver, right? But if those of you that are out there, I don't know if you can rotate, obviously take care of yourselves, if you want a social distance. But I truly feel that the only option that we do have is to protest and keep doing it. Not just go away after a couple of weeks and not buy anything. Don't engage with them. I'm not wearing any more merch until he's gone. I don't want to wear any more merch. You know, I'm not going to be buying any more merch. I don't care how sweet next season's shirts are. I'm not going to buy one. You know, I'm just not going to do it. So I don't know if that's going to count for anything, but it will make me feel better along the way. And that's all I can do is for me, right? I can't tell you guys what to do or how to respond, but I'm fully 100% Kroenke out, and I'm happy to be a part of anything that's going to shift that.
BG, last time I saw you on the air, you talked about you were in the planning stages of protests against Kroenke. Is there any new news on that?
Nothing as of right now. I'm still working with Sophie from the Highbury squad to try to get something organized out west.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have a presence here on the East Coast. So got to hit him in Denver. You got to hit him in Denver, and you got to hit him in LA. LA is the big one. You want to organize a real good big protest. Get people to LA and have them protest outside SoFi Stadium.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe if you get enough energy, that spaceship looking thing will actually go into orbit. Actually, I will say this, just not for nothing, but if you actually see an overhead image,
that is such a good idea, though, because he would be feeling, he can feel that he's got a bit of distance away from the protest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
North London. But, we all know that about that stadium, that's a jewel in his crown, right? That is the jewel in his crown. And he probably hangs around there quite a lot just so that he can look at it. Look at what his legacy, right?
Look at what the NFL's television money built for him.
If there are Arsenal fans in and around that area, and I'm not sure what the fanship is in that way, if they could do what's happening outside the Emirates there, that would maybe have an impact. You really would.
Yeah, I agree. We have to break first of all, he's got an ocean between himself and Emirates Stadium. And what we have to do is people like BG and Sophie get together in the United States and break that bubble. Yes. I'm sure also inside his billionaire bubble, as I've said before, people are telling him, don't worry, these fans will shut up when you sign a few players in the summer. No, we're not going to shut up. We don't give a shit who you sign. We want you out. But
there's the catch, though, Glenn, because I've seen multiple polls on Twitter put out that basically said if KSE gave us like a 200 million pound war chest to spend this summer on incoming players, would you still protest? Would you still be Kroenke out? And the vast majority of the answer, I wouldn't say vast, but I'll say 2/3 majority of the answer are yeah. If he just spends money, we'll shut up. This is most of the fan base is they don't understand how this works. They just think they're not spending money. They're spending money. We're spending money. We're spending it poorly, but we're spending money. That's not the problem. The problem now is a lack of transparency to the fans, greed, which greed is undefeated in the history of the world. Greed is undefeated. And just a complete, what anyway seems to us is a complete lack of understanding of the world of football.
You just give me this funny vision, right? It's like
I see you chuckling. I'm desperately curious.
The transfer market is just open, and Mikel Arteta is standing there, right? He's standing and he's like, right, we're going to start playing a formation with two up top, and everyone's like, huh? Who's do that? And he pulls away a curtain, and there's Mbappe and Haaland standing there next to each other. Meanwhile, outside the stadium, everyone's like, Kroenke out.
Right, yeah, and then all of a sudden, boy, they'd all be like that. It would stop. It would be like a nuclear bomb went off, and it just leveled everything. It would be Kroenke.
One of those situations, when there's that player that you don't really like, and you're not fond of him. And then he sat on the bench, and then you see him warming up to come on, and you're like, he starts shouting at the manager, you don't know what you're doing, this guy's rubbish. And then it's like 8 minutes later, the guy scores the winner, and you turn around to your mate and go, I've always liked him.
It's funny when you said Mbappe for like 5 seconds, I'm like, well, if you got Mbappe, I'd be really stoked. No, I still want him out.
If he got Mbappe, Ryan, you know what I'm looking at here, right?
Well, I don't know what I know what you think you're looking at, but I don't think you can see it. But
it's my stack of dimes.
Oh, that's what you call it, huh?
Skinny and wrinkly.
And I don't know if you said those two names on purpose, Dan, but I'm sure it's a stupid article. But I did see quickly.
Oh my God.
On Twitter that when what's his name? Eck.
Daniel Eck.
When he buys Arsenal, his first two players are Mbappe and Haaland. Those are his first two players he wants to buy. He told all of his friends and family in the article that came out. So
that's like 700 million right there, right? 700 million right there.
Minimum.
So forget the $4.5 billion you're going to spend to buy the football club to start. Now, after that, now you're going to pony up another 700 billion to buy 2 players? Sure. The part that the article left out was this is in his career mode on FIFA.
Yeah, that's probably what
You know, that's the part that got left out. Or football
It's like
manager
the
or whatever it is.
picture of a horse. Have you seen it? Like, which starts off like a super nice picture of the horse, and by the end there's like just some stick figures of the horse. Like, that's our defense. That's our defense, and that's our offense. Like, just think about it, right? Usmanov was like the second highest shareholder at Arsenal. He's worth 18 billion. He's from Russia or that region, right, where they used to Uzbekistan, where these people are used to getting their way, right? He also has oil money. He couldn't force Kroenke to sell when he was so vocal about it. He did he did interviews like this. He couldn't force Kroenke to sell. What makes you think that this European?
Wasn't it alleged that Danny Fizman's last dying breath was like, "Don't let that Usmanov on the board"? Seriously, it was like one of his dying wishes. Like, and at that time it was like Kroenke or Usmanov, and everybody thought that the American Stan Kroenke was going to be the one. But let's not forget about Dangote?
Dangote, or however you say it,
from Africa. I've not heard anything from him, and the guy's got a few quid under the sofa, and again is somebody that's passionate about the club. But I've always felt that with the Kroenkes, it's sometimes, to me, it doesn't even really feel like it's about being the owners of Arsenal as it is to have a nice, plump, prime piece of London real estate in their land portfolio. And I've always felt that was a little bit more to do with it. As you know, I used to live in Amsterdam, and there's a couple of times where there's a harbour just behind Amsterdam station. It's all quite brand new. One day I was going across the bridge that goes right next to it on the tram. You have to go past it every day to and from work. This yacht is not the right word. This ship was parked up there, man. And this was Kroenke's ship, man. And this thing was like, it was like the Enterprise had just flown out and docked in this harbour. I mean, this thing was like a village floating on the sea. You'd think it was like people were going on holiday, like on an ocean liner, and it was just theirs. I mean, as we say from where I'm from, these guys are Keiko Bako.
what does Keiko Bako mean?
Mucho dinero.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think anybody that thinks Kroenke's going to sell is fooling themselves. If he was playing Monopoly, he's on Park Place, he owns it, and he's only going to lose if he wants to. He's not going to sell. He's not going to sell.
So then,
Rowan, do me a favor. Rowan, do me a favor. Hold that thought real quick, because the power company wants their money.
West Cork Beard Company make beard oil and beard balm for a strong, healthy, great-looking beard. Handmade from all natural ingredients in Clonakilty, West Cork. Check out their YouTube channel for beard care tips and advice, or catch them online at westcorkbeardcompany.ie.
So apologies for the very, very rude and abrupt interruption, but I forgot.
This is how we raise cash, 10 cents at a time to buy our
exactly. I have to, if we're gonna do this, I got to keep playing the beard spot every show. So,
the year is 3,000.
Yes,
we have $100.
Somehow we've all been cryogenically frozen like Han Solo or whatever, and we're now being wheeled back out for more shows. So,
in fact,
there was a question that I got. There was a question that I got from Ray, Arsenal Fan Circle, right? And he asked, like, this is the most important juncture of our season. So do you think this is the right time to protest, right? Like, but my view on this is that this is the most united that we've been in a while. And with all of the Super Cup blunder and the owners being on the back foot, this is the time that we can voice our opinion. Is that going to pay any heed? Are they going to pay any heed to it? Is that going to have any outcome? No, it's not. But at least they know that we're discontent, right? That's the point of it. So it's not ideal, but it's a necessary evil for me to do it at this time.
I like the thought behind that comment, but if anything, I think the players should be motivated by the protests. It's just that simple for me.
I don't think anybody's protesting at this moment against the manager and the team. I think
they didn't even know about it. They didn't even know about it.
It's quite obvious what everybody's protesting about, and it's not like it's not like everybody's going to be in the stadium just for 90 minutes going boo, fuck off, get out of it. You know, I'm getting at. It's going to be outside. And I always watch the football with the stadium sound on because I just think sometimes it sounds too bare naked, you know. And sometimes I'm too tired of hearing Mikel on the sidelines going, "Daddy, come, Daddy, come." You know, so but I get what Ray's saying. So what are you saying, that we cancel it for a week and then resume, or we keep our foot on the pedal? I mean, you know, when we do the away leg, I don't think there'll be a protest, or will there? Because, you know, but
the players know this is nothing against them. They know it. We're not talking about a bunch of children here, okay? Listen, those people outside are being really noisy, but there's nothing to do with you, sweetie. Don't worry about it. No, they're players. They know that we're protesting the owner, and that's it.
You probably think as well that maybe some of the players are even secretly with us, right?
Yeah.
Could be.
All the players and managers couldn't wait to throw the Super League under the bus. I'm shocked. You know, I mean, they came out of the woodwork saying, we didn't want to. What? No. So I'm not worried about the players being upset, but I understand the rationale behind that comment.
Yeah, very much so.
I mean, but there's a plan to have supporters back for game week 37 and 38, right? Like, so I don't know how many fans are going to be back, etc., but that's going to be a good time to actually protest and, you know, have our, you know, voice heard really on prime time television, right? Like, they can't hide it then.
So the biggest thing with this is, I will say this, hitting them where we think it's going to hurt in the wallet with what we can do, not buying the merchandise, not buying tickets, not renewing your season tickets. It sounds great in theory, and unfortunately just won't hit them. It really won't matter to them. And having a year without fans in the stadiums, what these owners are doing now is they're putting contingency plans in place to not have fans in stadiums anymore. And oh, by the way, there's much more money to be generated through television than there is through match day revenue. The gate take, concessions, merchandise, all of that stuff, it's all in television now. That's the money that they care about.
So they may as well just then knock down the sides of the stadium,
sure,
put all that shit down,
sure,
and just put a fence around the pitch.
Sure.
I'm the pitch,
and I know what I'm saying sounds crazy, but the truth of the matter is that the money is all in television. You know, look, we talk about, you know, I'm sure everybody has heard what a 30-second commercial for the Super Bowl goes for. This past year, it was over $10 million to put a 30-second ad up during the Super Bowl. Exactly. And that's crazy money. And that's where all of the revenue is.
You can't believe that Spurs don't want anybody in their stadium. I mean, the money that they make from all of the ancillary stuff around the stadium, in their cheese bars that they have there. So, you know, just in the club shop and stuff like that, you know, for the community itself, I think it is really, it's not only surely they can see it's affecting football. Fundamentally, having no fans in the stadium is fundamentally affecting football, right?
Keep going. God damn it.
All right. I would like to add that, I don't know how much gate revenue is. It sounds like BG read something that I haven't read about this, but
it's around about, I think a full house is around about 1 something million, maybe. I don't know if anyone can tell me, but you know, I'm just trying to remember Football Manager games and stuff like that. Revenue and all of that.
But you know, but the point I'm trying to make, Stan, is all right. Say it's a 1.5 million, just for argument's sake.
Yeah.
What the fans bring to the stadiums is 10 million times more worth more than that. I can't see a TV money. BG's right, is huge, but the fans in the places, you can't eliminate that. I don't care what
each
match day revenue is about $100 million.
Mike's just said 1 million a game. So I thought it was around 1 million.
No.
That's a part of the game. It's like the blood of football, fans in the stadiums. That's the blood. It's not going to happen. This is silly talk. What? No. I didn't mean to shut everybody up.
No.
And on that bombshell,
per match day is a lot more. Like, because Arsenal's 25% or like a large chunk of Arsenal's revenue was through the turnstiles, you know, and people spending in the stadium. So, you know, your television revenue was always there because Arsenal doesn't have just 60,000 fans who will either go to the stadium or subscribe to TV. Those people have the TV subscription because they watch, you know, the other games, and they watch, you know, Arsenal away matches, etc. But that revenue is lost income. That's a huge part of it. There was a reason why we moved from Highbury, which had 40,000, to Emirates, which had 60,000. For that 20,000 extra seats, we moved.
And the skyboxes, Rohan. And the skyboxes, they pull in a lot of money with the skyboxes.
Exactly. So they make a huge amount of money. It says, I'm reading on the internet here. Matchday revenue was said to be 92 million for 2019-20. 92 million for a matchday revenue. That's
yeah. So you know, maybe somebody's floating the idea that that's what they're trying to do, is to not have fans anymore. But I find that super hard to believe.
You know, I'm just thinking, and I'm sorry to come away slightly from this part of the conversation, and again I forgot what I was going to say. Got so much going on with my work at the moment.
I love it. Sound like me.
This is Ryan territory.
Seriously, I apologize again. Sorry, please continue. I totally lost what I was going to say.
Well, since BG's not there, I'll ask you guys. What are you expecting Thursday against Villarreal and Unai Emery? I mean, with every game that he managed Arsenal, when it was a big game, he played it conservative. I hope he tries that shit again on Thursday against us. What do you think? What are you expecting?
I think it adds to the story. I really enjoy a little bit of background to the story. I mean, when was the last time Arsenal went up against an ex-manager, a guy managing the team opposite? The last time, obviously, there was George Graham when he went to Tottenham, and maybe Stuart Houston, who was our caretaker manager when he went to QPR a long time ago. So I like the way that it adds a little bit of an extra layer, a little bit of background to the game. You know that the two managers are going up against each other head to head. We have to definitely, I feel, get something out of that away leg. We've got to come away from that away leg with a goal or two. If we come away from there with a 0-0 draw or a 1-0 down, wow, it's going to really going to make the job difficult for us. We must go over there and try to kill this off in the first leg. And if you're asking me if I think that we can do that, it really is the flip of a coin with this current Arsenal side. I definitely think that we have the wherewithal and the talent to get through the semi-final against Villarreal. But I've also seen us go up against what I would consider lesser opposition and absolutely struggle when we shouldn't be. So if you're going to, at the end of this podcast, when you come around and ask me for my prediction, it's going to be from my heart, probably, because this game means so much. That my prediction will come from the heart and probably not from the head. and I just find it so difficult to call with this current squad.
You never know what you're gonna get. When I was trying to,
Forrest Gump.
I was trying to, pop myself up by saying that this is a rivalry in terms of like going against a former manager and all of that. And then I saw a post which basically said that, Emery he tried, it's not his fault that he failed. He tried and he was nothing but respectful. And then that said that, even our players were making fun of him. You remember there was this one article which said that they were all laughing about him and his English, etc., when he was sitting there listening to them laugh, etc. So, that just made me feel like really sad for him. And
I didn't hear that story. Did he say there was a single teardrop going down his face as he listened behind the closed door?
He just heard that, and then he went out in the training pitch and then couldn't see them eye to eye.
I'm sorry.
So there is no rivalry. He was Arsenal manager. He tried his best and he didn't succeed. So, I don't wish him ill. It's not like he's Jose Mourinho that I take genuine, excitement and joy when I see him fail. It's not that way. But I've never really heard quality to win. Like I said, we've got enough quality that we shouldn't be 9th or 10th wherever we are in the table. We've got enough quality there. So why shouldn't we have quality to go and beat Villarreal? These are group stage matches for the Champions League that we used to have. We used to take them for granted. We used to win these matches, move on to the knockout stage, and get slapped up by Bayern Munich. That's what we do.
I never knew anything about Unai Emery when he came to the club. And then I remember that one picture that sold me, right? It was that picture of him. He had from the side profile, he's nice blue suit on, and he was holding a brown leather football, and behind him was this chalkboard with all tactics and crosses and stuff like that. And I saw that picture and I was like, fuck yeah, man. I was like, this guy, that Christian, and the football was one of them old school footballs from the 40s, brown leather. Do you know what I mean? And with the thing, I was just like, yeah, man. But when I saw him in that first interview and he came out and he went good ebony, I was just like, I was like,
I remember. I don't know if you guys remember this game. We were losing to Liverpool at the Emirates, and he put Iwobi in at left back as a replacement, and we came back in that game. I think it finished in a draw, but it was just Iwobi just did fantastic. It was right back. I don't remember, but it was left back or right back. Iwobi did great, and I was like, Unai is a strategic master. I love this guy. Like 5 months later, I was done with him.
It was fall of 2018. We were in the midst of the 22-game unbeaten streak. I remember that very well. Yes, it was
coincided with Mustafi's injury. Till then, we were doing really well.
Yeah. So what? I apologize for yelling at the dog. She decided that she was going to build herself a nest out of a blanket that I had laying on the floor, and then pee on it.
Oh,
so that's what I was yelling at, and I quickly
sounds like a girl I used to date, but that's another podcast.
That's 110% another podcast, and one that I absolutely want to be a part of.
So Ryan, what do you expect on Thursday?
It's interesting. They play very similar to us, except they do 4-1-4-1 or 4-1-4-1. Yeah, they're very stable at the back. They like playing through balls. But they don't have a lot of success going forward. They rarely get into the other team's final third. Nice, Mike. Nice. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we play two different formations, but again, they have similar characteristics or similar profile to us. Where at least in the early, I don't think we're that stable in defense as we were in the beginning of the season. But yeah, very kind of similar. I really want to see ESR and Odegaard play together. I think that's going to really help us go forward. And yeah, we need Aubameyang. But yeah, it's interesting because we have a lot of injuries, but I still have faith in us pulling it out. I wouldn't even be shocked if people or Vegas had them favored to win.
They are favored to win. The over-under for goals in the game is 2.5, and Villarreal are slight favorites to win the game.
Well, to win the game or to win the tie?
Oh no, to win Thursday.
Okay. Well,
Thursday off.
I kind of mean in general, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's probably our toughest opponent yet.
I don't know much about Villarreal's team. Who should we be worried about? Anyone knows? Is there anyone there? And also as well, because I don't follow the Spanish league, how has Unai Emery been doing with Villarreal? Obviously, they're in the semi-finals of the Europa League, but what about in their league?
In the league, they have no hope for the Champions League. The top 4 positions are locked up. They kind of like Arsenal right now, except they're pretty much guaranteed to be in the Europa League again, where they are in the standings.
The 7th.
Okay.
They're 7th with good distance between them and 3rd, and them and 8th.
All right, so they have Europa League definite, and they're trying for Champions League. Okay.
Can I ask everyone in the chat box as well, just put in win, lose, or draw for the first leg at Villarreal. Win, lose, or draw. I just want to see how people are feeling.
Yeah, so to Kevin's point, those two guys, and also, what's his name? Gerard Moreno. He's someone that I also think could be a problem for us.
Can I ask you guys, when I first came on, you were talking about Aubameyang. Is he playing?
I mean, he's training. I don't know if he's playing. He's training.
Any truth to the rumor that David Luiz trained today? Yeah, excuse me, yesterday. Supposedly he was back in training yesterday. Not for nothing, just like to know what healthy bodies we have.
For me, if Aubameyang plays, I think we can win it 2-1. If he doesn't play and it's Nketiah up front, I'm thinking a draw.
Also, yeah, Chikwueze. If Xhaka plays left back, Chikwueze's going to have us for lunch. That's going to be interesting.
So we're right up at about an hour and a half here. I think we'll knock off a little early tonight. We will finish with, I guess, let's do final thoughts and predictions for Thursday.
I'll add to what I just said. If Aubameyang plays, I think we'll win 2-1. If it's Nketiah up front, 1-1.
Rowan?
I it's a difficult one to call because you don't know what Arteta is going to do, right? And I'm worried that it's going to be 2 conservative teams going against each other, 2 teams that don't want to lose. They don't want to give up.
I'm laughing at you, Rohan. I'm laughing at I think that's Mike.
They don't want too much ground before the second leg. So, of course, given the quality, we should go and win there. But I don't know if we will. I don't know what condition he's going to be back in. He's another player who's been out of form. But, I can just think of the last time he played in Spain, like against Valencia, and he scored a hat-trick there. So hopefully a performance like that, hopefully we win it. So I'm going to call it a win for the Arsenal, 2-1 win, away win.
Stan? I just can't give you a score, man. I'll just be making it up. I'm just going to say what I said earlier. My heart wants Arsenal to win this game. I'm not going to know until I see the lineup. And even then, when I see the lineup, I still won't know until I see maybe the first 10 minutes of the game to see whether these players are going to play to their potential. Because as I've been saying for I don't know how long now on this podcast, inconsistency is what our biggest enemy is. And so therefore, I can't call it. I can't. But if I wanted to pull a figure out of my arse, I'll just say 2-1 to the Arsenal. I mean, I'm just making that shit up as I'm going along.
Ryan?
I just wanted to see real quick who the away team was. We're away, right? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're away.
I'm gonna go crazy here. I think it's gonna be a 0-0 draw.
You fucker! God damn it!
What?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Well, just to answer Mike, of course, my heart never wants Arsenal to lose, but I'm going with my heart over my head. I've just basically switched the head off for this one. I also going awake at night going, Martinelli, Martinelli.
I will say, shout out to Mike, 0-0. If Bellingham starts, it'll be 5-0 to the Arsenal.
He just signed a new contract. His form should fall off a cliff. That's how it works at Arsenal, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, he's not even going to get a shirt. So he just signed a new contract. The only way he's ever going to get to wear a shirt on game day is if he goes and buys one and puts it on when he gets dressed in the morning. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. You guys want to do final thoughts, or is that pretty much it? Anybody got anything left to add?
I like to go on the record as saying instead of Nketiah, if Aubameyang can't play, I would love to see Balogun and Martinelli up front, but I know it's not going to happen.
I think we all would. I think we all would like to see Balogun get a run and you know.
Can you imagine that? Well, we've hardly seen this guy, and here we are in the biggest game. It's the semi-final, and he signed his contract, and he starts him. I mean,
well, that's why I said it's not going to happen, Stan.
That's like Roy of the Rovers stuff when he goes out and gets a hat trick. I mean, it's like Roy of the Rovers stuff. But
again, as I said earlier,
I think we'd be lucky to see Martinelli. You know what I mean? That's where we are, right?
If
you know, it's just before we go, I just don't understand where it's obvious that Eddie is the one that we're letting him go. Are we putting him in the shop window? Are we going to put him in the shop window in our most important game? Aubameyang's in training. Lacazette's out. I mean, Aubameyang was out not because he was dropped, because he was unwell. If he's well, then does he play? He's the captain.
As I said earlier with the Matt Ryan and Bernd Leno debate, play the players that you feel give you the best opportunity to win. And if I'm the manager and I will say I would start Aubameyang if he's healthy. If he's not healthy and it's only Eddie or Balogun, I'm starting
Martinelli.
I'd probably put Martinelli on the left, and I'd probably put Saka on the right.
Rohan.
So I'm assuming ESR's on the bench for you?
I got Rohan. If it's not Aubameyang,
that's what I thought.
Who would you like to see in there? If it's not Aubameyang, who would you like to see in there?
That's what
I wouldn't go with Balogun. That's too much romanticism going on with expecting him to play Europa League semi-final away in his first game, or like one of his first games for in the season, and the most important game of the season. So not him. I think we'll have to go with Eddie again. That's how we'll have to go.
If Aubameyang is available, I will podcast nude if Balogun starts. There's no way Balogun's going to start.
I don't want Balogun to start.
I know I said we were done, but I have a question.
Yeah,
so I lied.
I knew you couldn't end it. I knew it.
Do you prefer experience or talent? You have to pick one.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You have to pick one. You pick experience or you pick talent.
Talent.
Then talent.
Yeah, experience can only take you so far in football.
But yet, hang on. Yet every single one of you have picked experience. You have all said I would rather have the experience in the lineup than a player that has never played in this position before.
I said talent.
What are you talking about?
You're playing a player based on one thing, experience or talent. Which are you choosing?
Talent.
But you're all saying you have all chosen players to play based on their experience, not, in my opinion, not their talent.
No, not at all. I mean, someone like Phil Foden, for example, is a very talented player, but he doesn't have a lot of experience. As is,
why wouldn't you start? But why would you not start Balogun? If Aubameyang isn't available, why would you not start Balogun?
Because I think that for such a young player who's had hardly any appearances for the first team as yet, to put him as our forward at that young age, right? In this important game, let's say we get one of those games where no one's feeding him or anything, and it's maybe not his fault. He's running himself ragged, and he's not. It could kill him. It could literally fucking destroy the guy. That he comes away from that game thinking that we didn't progress in the Europa League, we missed out on the final, therefore getting in maybe the Champions League, and it's all on his shoulders. And I actually think it would be a slight to somebody like Martinelli, who is obviously a little bit more ahead of Balogun in experience playing in that position. It would I'm not saying that he can't be on the bench. I'm not saying that he can't be there for as you say, to gain the experience that you just mentioned. Because if you don't travel with the team and you're not a part of it, that's all part of gaining the experience. But I get what you're saying now. You're saying because the talent part. The truth is, I've hardly seen Balogun play.
Well,
what I've seen, I've liked, and I do know.
And Callum O'Connor makes.
I was literally gonna say that, and I read Callum's comment, and I was like, "Well, you got me." Yeah.
I've not seen enough, but what I can tell you is, I've seen enough of Eddie Nketiah. Or now, I would now like to see Florian Balogun.
May I props. BG, for your little trapdoor question there with experience and talent. But I'm going to climb out of your little trapdoor trap and say, we got 5 subs. Balogun starts for me. Let's see what you got, kid. You got a half to show me what you got.
I'll put it to you this way. This is where I'm at with it. Maybe they don't know. Start playing the youth because maybe you know what? They just don't know any better.
Put him on if we're winning. Then he can't fuck it up. Do you know what I'm getting at? Give him on, but get him on once we're winning and we're ahead, and he can go on and play. He can go on and play his natural game without too much pressure.
All right. Stan, you're making my head is going to explode like scanners. So now you're saying you want Nketiah to start?
No. I'm talking about Balogun.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying if we get into a position where we're ahead in this game and we're looking like we've got this one wrapped up. Then put him on and give him some minutes to give him the exposure and the experience. Okay. I'm worried about him starting a game like this and it all goes pear-shaped and he comes out feeling like it's his fault. And we start seeing a section of our fan base onto it again. He's fucking crap. And I've only seen him for 60 minutes or something like that. And the guy's only just signed his contract. Let's ease this guy in. We've had plenty of games, rubber stamps that we could have played him in, but Arteta didn't. Which he could have played in, and I would have loved to have seen him join. But to put him in such a huge game of this magnitude, I think would be poor management.
Okay, and just to tell you, I agree with you. I've seen Nketiah. I think I've seen his ceiling, so that's why I don't want him to start.
So, all right,
So
our two biggest, I like to think of our two biggest contract extensions in the past couple of years have probably, I'm sure you guys disagree with me, but it would probably be Saka and Holding. When they signed for us, they didn't play for a few games. And you're now saying, oh, we signed Balogun, let's put him in the semifinal of the Europa League game, our most important game of the season. Again, I'm going to go back to my Leno thing. We're absolutely fucking nuts. And I will be naked on this podcast because that's crazy to me. To me, you have to start Martinelli up top.
So it's experience.
If Aubameyang is not available.
So it's experience.
I know, because I go back to Callum's comment, and I agree with what he said. We don't know if Balogun is talented enough. I can't say that.
But we've all,
and I also don't think Martinelli is experienced as our center forward. So
we've all on this show.
Than Balogun, right?
We've all said on this show that we wanted Balogun to sign. We think Balogun is part of the future of this club.
Correct.
We've all wanted him to sign.
Correct.
So there's talent there. We're assuming,
but there's talent in Martinelli.
Assuming that there's talent, sure.
But there's talent in Martinelli, and there's no experience in Martinelli. So I'm still answering the question correctly.
Martinelli has more experience than Balogun.
Exactly.
Right. So you're going with experience. I'm not saying Balogun's.
No,
but you are.
No.
You are saying that experience is the more important factor.
You're literally saying to me, there's 3 doors. One of them has money. One of them has you're getting shot to death, and the other one is you're getting eaten by sharks. I open any fucking 3 of those doors, I'm getting shot to death. No. That's not the question
at all.
You meaning no matter what I answer, you're gonna turn around on me and be like, "Oh yeah, that's not what I said."
No,
Martinelli
I asked you to pick one: talent or experience.
I picked talent, and I think Martinelli right now is more talent than Balogun. So therefore, I answered my question correctly. Fair. And I don't even think Martinelli has experience. I mean, Balogun
but the argument that you're using is experience. That's what I'm saying. I agree with what you just said.
If you're comparing Martinelli to Balogun, he has both. He has talent.
Well, time out. If I
does have more experience than Balogun.
Yeah, right? If you want me to fall into, as Glenn says so eloquently that I fucked up, I apologize. If I'm going to fall into your trapdoor, then you know who I'm playing as my center forward, or should I say false nine? I'm going to play Willian. There you go. I fell in. Oh, I'm playing experience over talent. I'm going to play Willie at center forward. Is that what you wanted me to say?
Okay. I don't want you to be an idiot.
Yeah, well, exactly. I feel like y'all are. That's why I'm very confused.
Well, I think with the Balogun thing, I'm look again. Play the players that I feel give me the best chance to win, and given everything I've heard about Balogun and everybody wanting this kid to sign, and there were more than 15 offers internationally for him to sign a pre-contract with a team, that in itself should tell you at least the goddamn potential. Couldn't think of the word. The potential that he has. If all of these clubs across Europe want him, and we as a fan base want him to sign, so there's got to be something there. And Arteta has come out, and Arteta wanted him to sign, and so I think there's something there. And you know what? Sometimes when you overthink things and you say, and again, this is just me, but you say, oh, I need the experience. I need somebody that's done it before. I need somebody that's been there. I don't buy into that necessarily.
Well, Martinelli hasn't been there, so
sometimes the kids, the youth don't know any better. They just go out and they go out and they play. They don't think of, my God, this is the semifinal of the Europa League. If we don't win this thing, we're fucked. Maybe they don't think that way. They're young, they're naive. They just go out and they do what they do best. And that's kick a ball, and hopefully a few of them or one of them puts the ball in the net a few times.
Who do you start?
When they read the newspaper, don't they know what's happening, what the event is, why they've gone to Spain, why they're there?
No. What I'm saying is they're not out there once the whistle blows and the ball kicks off. They're running around with the ball in their foot. They're like, wait a minute.
You're listening.
They're like, put the game on pause so they can see the whole picture. And everybody.
I want to hear what Stan has to say.
You're eliciting a vision of kids playing freely over at the park with jumpers for goalposts.
Yeah. To be fair, I actually played a game. I played a game today, and I played with lacrosse nets. That's kind of what I'm getting from you. That's kind of what I'm getting from you, Dad. I'm like,
okay. BG, Aubameyang. If he can't play, who do you start?
Thank you, Glenn.
Balogun.
You got what?
Okay.
Whatever. Okay. It doesn't make that makes absolutely zero sense, but okay. Again, but it's the first leg, so I don't hate it.
Hang on. So wait. So the team that has been maddeningly inconsistent at best all season long is the team you want to ship out there to play. That's the team you want to. The team that you have no faith in to do a job. You want to put that team on the field and say
you
go do
have
a
no
job.
faith. You have no faith. I never said I had no faith. You have no faith that we're going to get the job done.
All right, BG, take off that fucking USA shirt. Put on a green shirt with a question mark on it, and before every question you ask, say, "Riddle me this, Batman." What the fuck, man?
Wait, hang on. Wait, do I need like the mask over my eyes? I'm gonna tie it in the back. Do I need that one?
10 minutes ago, you said we were
mate.
10 minutes ago, you said we were ending it. I started smoking, and now all you're doing is blowing my mind. So stop to riddle me this. Riddle me this questions.
But to answer your question, Tanner, I want to play Martinelli, who has not been part of this inconsistent team at center forward. So I disagree. I want to play Martinelli.
Are we allowed to say fuck on this channel?
What did you just fucking say? Yeah, all right. That's it.
7 fucks later, Glenn's like, can we say fuck?
I got one more thing to say. Nice fucking goatee, Rohan.
Oh, wait, I didn't even. Oh, soul. I see a soul patch a little bit. Yeah, a little soul patch. I see a soul patch coming in. Oh.
I thought it was a smudge on my monitor, but it's coming.
He's like, what the fuck is this? All right, the one thing I will say about the Villarreal game real quick, because I wanted to say this. I was going to wait, but we didn't talk about our starting 11. I don't know if you guys have any weird person in any position. I kind of have a weird left back option here. And I'll give a shout out to Clive, who I fucking love on the Arsenal Vision podcast. I want to play Gabriel as our left back on Thursday. I think it's a very smart thing. I think we should try it because when Xhaka's our left back, he does the same thing. I think Gabriel's more athletic. He's faster. I think it just makes sense. We do the same thing what we've been doing, except Gabriel's there instead of Xhaka.
I heard
Why not play a player that Arteta has given a 4-year deal to just because he's versatile and can play right back and left back?
He's not a left back though. He can play, but he's not a left back. Honestly,
Gabriel is.
I know you're going to
disagree.
I know you disagree with me, but I think Xhaka at left back might as well be the same fucking thing as Cedric left back because Cedric is a right back.
No.
Yeah, I
don't know about that. I'm actually
Cedric's played left back for us before. Was Emery not our manager? I don't even know. He played left back for us.
Yeah,
prior to this.
For us this year.
Cedric,
he's had a few decent games at left back.
Exactly. Cedric is mainly a right back. I mean, I don't understand why he's advertised as he could play both sides. I mean, I guess technically
he's better on the right, but he's not. He hasn't been absolute dog shit the entire season. He's played on the left.
No, I didn't say that.
To us, right? The club sold him to us as a player that could play at right back or left back. That's how he was presented.
But right back is his primary position.
Oh yeah.
When he was at Southampton, he played right back.
The club sold us more bullshit, right? That's what they sold us.
No, Stan, I wish you could wrap what you just said in a bow and give it to every Arsenal fan. That's the problem, is we were sold this, and now we're like, oh, Cedric should play left back.
Exactly.
He's okay. Yes. But we could play Saka, we could play Xhaka. Fuck it, let's play a bombing, or no, let's buy back a Wilby from Everton and play him at left back.
Let me ask this. Let me ask this question.
And put him in at left back.
Let me ask this question. If we went riddle me this, Batman.
Riddle me this.
If we put Bukayo Saka at left back, it would open up the three behind the striker, would it not? We could theoretically get Martinelli, Emile Smith, ESR, and Odegaard in there, or Pepe.
Yeah.
If you put Saka back at left back, and there's no wrong answer here. There's no wrong answers on this show ever. It's opinion.
With Saka at left back, we get another one of our more talented players on the pitch, or in Tanner's case, maybe experience. But we know that Saka can do the job at left back very decently and still get an attacking threat in there. So you know what? After listening to just what you just said there, Tanner, I'm down with some of that shit. Let's put Saka in at left back and free up any space.
And there's let me find it. Chukwueze is fast. Saka can keep up with him. Cedric or Xhaka aren't going to keep up with him.
No,
but it's just it actually, to me, would alleviate two problems. First problem it alleviates is the athleticism at left back, which we're sorely lacking right now with no Kieran Tierney. But it also allows us, like Stan just said, to get another, because all of the majority of our talent, or our best talent, is in attack. Ironically enough, go fucking figure.
I know.
We can't score.
The thing with Arteta is, and I hope I'm wrong, but he appears to be a stubborn guy.
Very.
And said that multiple times. Yeah, definitely.
I picture him putting Xhaka at left back again. When I agree with you, Saka would be a much better option.
And I go ahead, Stan.
I was going to say, I agree with Ryan to an extent about Gabriel. I'm a big fan of his. I listened to what Clive said about him playing at left back. My only concern is that this would be the first time that we would be experimenting with it.
Yeah.
Again, for the same reasons of what I said for Balogun, I would hate for him to go out there at left back, even though he's a left-footed player, and be the cause of a goal, or be conceived to be the cause of something that goes wrong, and he gets pelters. Because I think that, again, Gabriel was a player that's going to be really important to our future.
And to be fair, Gabriel has played in back three, and essentially, I mean, he is playing left back, but really, he's just playing in a back three. So it's like, he's not he is playing left back, but he's not playing left back. I know it's kind of like a riddle me this, riddle me that, Glenn. So, but yeah, to me, there's no way. I actually don't hate Saka playing at left back, but to me, he would have played left back for us against Slavia Prague in the second leg. So the fact that he did not play left back for us against Slavia Prague means I don't think he's ever going to play left back for us. I think it's going to be. I think it'll be Xhaka. But I would like to see Gabriel. I would. Who knows? I mean, who knows? He could be a sensible fan and realize Xhaka fucked up at left back against Richarlison, so he may put Cedric in. I don't know.
Who's your left back, Rohan?
I'd play Saka. Yeah, I'd play Saka there and free up the 3 spaces, because in the last few games, what's happened is that we've lost the width as well. In addition to Xhaka not being a left back and not being defensively astute enough, which we knew was never going to be the case.
But he constantly drops back in the back line. So he does have defensive astute. I don't understand what everyone wants to just pass off Xhaka like, oh, he doesn't play left back. But he always drops into our back line every time. He knows what he's doing.
With Kieran,
he's on the starting 11 formation. That's the only thing that's really kind of different in what he's doing on the field. Is just when the graphic pops up when our starting 11, he is shown on the left back side.
There's a difference between covering spaces and then playing in that position.
No, not really. No, I do not agree with that.
I think the reason why Henderson plays in midfield and doesn't play in Alexander-Arnold's position, right? If you put Henderson at right back, then you will see how shitty of a player he is. That's
Henderson plays center back because we have so many injuries. So I don't agree with that at all. Because Henderson is a central player. Xhaka is not a good central player, so that's why you put him off to the left.
Hold on, listen. I can settle this argument right now. Just give me. Hold on. Hi. Is that Stuttgart? Yeah, we need Colossian at back. We need.
You mean Mavropanos? Or Xhaka for Kolasinac.
Kolasinac will be by Thursday morning. It's sweet. It's all done.
To be fair, Stuttgart have a player, the striker, who actually like Kalajdzic. So maybe they'll probably send us that guy because Kolasinac plays for Schalke. But yeah. So Glenn, the question is, who do we want to play left back, or who should play left back?
No, who do you put at left back? Get that guy out of there. No, I'm not going to shut up. Shut up. Why are you doing this to me for?
I was doing it to Ryan. I wasn't doing it to you.
I know. That was great.
Who are you putting there, Ryan?
Who do I want? Is what you're asking me.
Yes.
I would honestly, I'd probably say Gabriel, and then if I had another choice, it'd probably be Saka. But there's no way in hell Arteta will put Saka at left back. There's so many people in front of him. I think Xhaka and Cedric are both in front of him.
No, I would like to alter that. There's no way in hell he'll put Saka there because it makes sense. That's why he won't put him there. I'm sorry. I got one foot on the Arteta outside. I've been riding the fence, and I'm so sick of him.
Yeah,
it's so funny. It's so funny. I'm liking him more and more as we play. It's so funny.
I mean, granted, Jock is going to play Thursday. Like we all know. Like accept it.
Yeah.
Like
whether it's next to Partey or left back. Yeah, I
remember a tweet that I put out some time ago, and it was like Granit Xhaka may be the heel that Mikel Arteta dies on. And that's what I'm saying.
If he thinks he's the long-term answer next to Partey, I completely agree with you.
I legitimately, I don't think Arteta thinks that. I just don't think he thinks that. At some point, I've been saying this about Arteta since the beginning of the season. His biggest problem is trusting his own coaching abilities, and he does much better with younger players who are more eager to learn than just go through the motions in training for their fitness levels to go out and try to perform on the weekend. So go get a younger midfielder to play in that role is next to Partey.
I just hope that if the game needs to be turned in a strategic way, Arteta does not wait until after the 70th effing minute to do it.
And this is where I made a comment earlier back to the Bernd Leno thing, but this notion that you can't make a substitution at halftime for tactical reasons. Fuck that, man. I'd make a substitution at 20 minutes for tactical reasons if shit wasn't going the way I wanted it to go. I'm sorry. I'm again. It's just You're
bringing on a Boué and then subbing him off.
yeah. That I mean, with five subs. I'm sorry, but there's managers just don't have a ruthlessness to them in this game because the players have gained so
It's not
much.
just that, Tanner.
What's
It's
that?
not just the fact that you don't have the ruthlessness. You can do that in one game. You can do that in 2 games. But if you do that every other game, that means that the starting 11 that you have put in is not
and then it becomes the manager. You're like,
And you'll also lose a dressing room real quick.
Yeah.
Wasn't that what we blamed? Like Emery, when he came in, he used to make changes at halftime all the time, and we were like, he's a tactical genius. But then, a season later, we realized that his starting 11 was never correct, and that's why he had to make so many changes. Right? That's the perspective.
And the other thing too is that when we saw the best of Arteta was last year during the restart and the water breaks. Remember that, like the 20 to 25 to 27 minute mark, and we'd get a stoppage in play and that water break, and all of a sudden, like we'd be playing like shit for the first 25 minutes. We get that break, and all of a sudden, I'm not necessarily saying that we won, but we played better after that. I'm with Glenn on the 1 foot in the Arteta out camp right now. I really am.
That's so crazy to me.
But
I know I'm usually not that positive, but I think we're playing so much better. We're just the players just what the fuck are you doing, Glenn?
Glenn, did you just fart?
Lysol.
Yeah.
That's what I figured it was.
Tanner,
I think we're playing so much better.
Tanner, how many people do we have watching at the moment?
60.
How many likes do we have?
It stopped. Not enough.
27.
Not even 30. Not even 30.
Yeah, 27.
Come on, guys.
Guys, listen. If you're listening to this, and whether you're in the chat box or not, I just ask for one thing only. Don't be a freeloader. Just hit the like, and even hit the dislike, right? Because it just means that you've engaged.
27
likes and dislikes. That's how YouTube read it, right? It's about engagement. So you don't like what you're hearing, drop us a thumbs down. You like it, drop us a thumbs up. But it does help the channel anyway. Sorry about that.
I already said I got the thing scrolling at the bottom. If you're cronky out, hit the button. And at this point, hit the dislike button if you want. I don't care. We just YouTube to see the engagement. That's all. So is it really that hard to click a freaking button?
What the fuck were we just talking about?
Clicking buttons, man.
No,
Stan was talking about girls who like to pee on them.
I saw Glenn with the lights on. It totally like my brain shut off.
I'm sorry. It's if my wife comes down here, it smells like
completely.
Wait, real quick.
Hopefully, my mother has nodded off by now.
Riddle me this, everyone. What's the difference? Riddle me this, everyone. What's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean?
Oh, the garbanzo beans have like they still have a skin.
No, Ryan. You won't let garbanzo beans on your face.
What?
I'm gonna tell my dad that. My dad will definitely appreciate that joke. My dad will definitely appreciate that joke.
We're gonna tell jokes. Can I tell one?
Absolutely. Let's tell jokes.
I rang for a pizza earlier, and I asked for a crusty supreme. They sent me Diana Ross.
All right, I got a joke.
No, I don't. I don't get it. Hold on. I don't get it.
Wait. All right, I got one that you're gonna get. Okay. A guy named John goes to the doctor for a physical. The doctor says to John, "Oh my God, John, you have to stop masturbating." John says to him, "Why?" And the doctor says, "Because I'm examining you."
I have jokes that'll get us kicked off. So
my buddy, it's kind of funny though. Real quick, just quick story. So, buddy of mine, a little older than me, but it's kind of like that time of his life now. He's got to go. He's got to go see the proc doc. So he goes in and, he's like, yeah, I got to do this. And, all right, let's kind of get this over with and, drop your pants. And he says, I just want you to understand that it is not unusual for a man to become aroused. And my buddy was like, Doc, I can promise you that's 110% not going to happen to me. And the doctor says, I wasn't talking about you. Glenn, you'll appreciate this one. What's the difference between your penis and your bonus?
I don't know.
Your wife will definitely blow your bonus.
Right. Okay.
All right. We're off the rails. On that note, we're really doing final thoughts now because we're at 2 hours. Ryan, we'll come to that in a minute. if you don't want to tell it on the air.
I'm definitely not. It's real bad.
All right.
I'm not.
Glenn, I'm going to give you the final thought. You're the first.
I gave my fucking final thoughts 3 times already.
All right. All right. Anybody else?
My brain is scrambled.
All right. We're done. We're out of here.
I said one more thing. I promise.
always have one more thing.
I'm excited for the game on Thursday because I didn't really talk at all about the sale and the Eck thing. I think a big turning point will be if Flamini kind of joins forces. I think that'll be a big thing, which Tony Turner so eloquently said. So thank you, Tony. And I think it's all bullshit. Saying the Cronkies don't want to sell. It's all about leverage. Selling and buying and shit. It's all leverage. I think Stan even said it. What are they going to come out and say? Yeah, we're thinking about it. We might entertain the highest offer. We're not sure. No, they're going to come out and say we're not selling. We ain't doing shit. They're going to stand firm because if you stand firm, you're getting a higher offer. So again, I'm still. To me, right. Warn me. Let me know when Benzema starts for us. It's like a transfer rumor that like we always have. It's the same thing. I'm not going to really buy in. I'm not going to buy in until. Glenn, you're really struggling.
That guy from Spotify is basically going to be the new Julian Draxler.
Exactly.
To be like linked to this fucking Daniel Eki guy.
Yeah.
All right, listen, this room is hot as balls. Let's get the last thoughts. Let's get the last thoughts from Stan and Rohan and his beard. Go.
Listen, I'm not coming back after that fucking pizza joke. I'm going to cash out while I'm good.
Rohan, anything else?
Final thoughts. Let's go on Sunday. Let's go on Thursday, and let's get that win. And I will end on a joke. So. This guy goes to the convenience store. He buys alcohol and a pack of condoms. He goes to the register. The register guy says, "Sir, would you like a bag?" He says, "She's not that bad."
Oh, that's fucking great. That's fucking great. That's it. That's all we got. We're out of here.
I'll give you credit, Rohan, but I'm stealing that.
Yeah.